just like pushing the button. Sometimes it's just fun. You know, when you're at an elevator, you just push the button and then you break it. Whoops. Oh no, don't tell the boss. If we're on a job and we got to get some material there quickly, or if it's an after hours job, we're usually going to bring this out. You'll probably see it rolling around on the roads right here. It's kind of hard to miss. And I'm going to take you inside here shortly and show you what's inside. The outside, though, is I'm really proud of, too. The way that we have it set up, it really gives us a lot of space to move around, to get through tight areas, but also move a lot of material and equipment if we need to. If you've ever wondered before what's inside a plumbing truck, I'm going to show you right now. All right, so let's get this thing open, man. I'm kind of excited. You see when we open up here? You know, this is just a plumber's dream right here. Anytime we're plumbers on a job site, man, there's always 1-2 fittings that we're missing. Or maybe it's a whole load that we need to bring out. This truck allows us to get to those jobs, make sure that we have what we need, or bring what we need. You know, coming inside right here, we got our Reliant. We like to keep our shoes clean, so we'll wipe our feet right here. You know, so kind of bringing you around the corner here, you see where we keep some shovels. This isn't just a trash can, but we kind of keep those in a contained area. We're rolling around. If we have to do a toilet, we have water heaters that we keep in here, so we keep 2 different sizes. This one right here is a 50-gallon natural gas water heater. If we're in a situation where we have to have a propane heater, we're ready for that also. Coming around the corner, we have insulation over here, our dolly, and then just looking in these bins, we have so many different size fittings. Whenever you're putting a plumbing job together, just a simple water heater probably takes 50 different pieces of material. You have different sizes where you have a 3/4 90 right here, and then I have to reach over here because I got to grab a 3/4 brass T. So I have one right over here. So to put this water heater together, you can see we're already starting to build a lot of different fittings together. Part of every water heater is an expansion tank. So this one right here is for a tankless water heater, but I got an expansion tank available. So there's a lot of different things that go into putting together a full, complete job. And it's always easy to sometimes miss one little fitting. Sometimes you'll be with getting a plumbing job done and you'll see the plumber have to pull off and he's gone for like 2 hours and you're like, where did he go? I mean, where did the plumber go? That's how long sometimes it takes to get 1-2 little fittings that he was missing because of the supply house, there's a line, traffic, anything like that. And what that does is take the customer's time up. And when we're showing up and we're trying to get a job completed, we want to be in and out of your life as quickly as possible, get you back living normal. So this allows us to do that. You see, we have different sizes here, and these are always fun. If you see right here, the color right here lets us know that this is a 1-inch size fitting. You see right here, this is blue. Some people call it purple. This is a 3/4 size fitting. So we can kind of easier, this one right here is 1/2 inch. So this is a different levels. And this goes back into how many fittings we use. You know, you have a 3/4 by 3/4 by 1/2 T. So that's why these are different colors like that. All these fittings go into part of putting it together a complete job. I can grab my gas flex to finish the water heater off to make the connection. Going on back to this side, I mean, there's just so many different things, and that's why these shelves are kind of broke down in a way so we know where to reach to. If you go over here, now we have all our copper fittings. These are special fittings because we call these press fittings. You see the way these are. Most people are used to seeing copper soldered on. Well, these are press fittings, and if you know anything about plumbing, these actually get a little pricey. So the way we inventory these, and it's kind of fun. If you look right here, we have little scan codes on them. So what we're trying to do is keep track of our inventory. So when we put them back in there, we know how much we have on the truck. But there's just so many different fittings that go into it. So this is a street 90. So going back, you know, you have a regular 90, you have a street 90. All these different fittings is what it takes to make a complete and plumbing project. And so whenever we're doing that, sometimes you just really struggle. You got hose bibs here. So we're gonna keep what we know we're gonna use a lot of. Sometimes we even have to pull off with the box truck and pull over to the supply house and go over there. But it happens. I mean, it's really hard to keep everything located and stocked up at the exact time. We have this big truck to work with, but if you really wanted to finish every job, you would need like an 18-wheeler. So what we're trying to do basically though is just to get to our customer's house with the material, the equipment that we need. We have big sewer machines that we have to move around sometimes. We load that up in here, we drop it with the tailgate, protecting people's backs and making sure that they're not having to pick them up out of people's tailgates, which sometimes you see plumbers do. We want to use a drop gate there. So, you know, this really allows us to really change the way we do things. Kind of keep specialty things in here. I mean, look at this. Sometimes you need an 8-inch test ball on a big commercial job. So you see what that is right there. There's a lot of different things that we're needing to get through a job. If you have a grinder pump and you call us out to work on it, we have an extra float ready to go. This is a float for a grinder pump. So, you know, that little thing allows us to show up, do the job, and then get you back to living normal. So that's why we use this thing. If you see it rolling down the road, you know what it's doing. It's heading to a job. It just left a job. But usually when this thing is rolling, it's active. So it's just another thing that we have here at Reliant Plumbing that really kind of sets us apart from anybody else that is in the business. We run this thing from San Antonio all the way up to Dallas if needed. It just depends on where we need it. But a lot of times you're gonna see it right here in Austin, Texas. So just really proud to show that. This right here is a press fitting for a gas line. These are very important when you're doing a sewer line repair, any kind of sewer line repair. This is a 4-band, 1.5 inch disposal. We actually keep some straight pipe here, but most likely we'll be using long rolls that will unroll in the process. But you can see some of the pipe down here. This is 1.25 inches, so this is a little bit bigger than, this is a very specialty fitting. And this goes back to if we're on a big emergency, maybe sometimes a commercial job or just a larger home is gonna have this type of sizing. This is a very special and very hard fitting to get. So that's why we actually keep 2 of them. Because if we need one of these fittings, most likely we're going to need another one pretty soon also. These fittings are very hard to find at the warehouse, or if you're going to go to any local supply house, a fitting like this sometimes can be very difficult to find. You have a female because the threads are inside, and then this is to go from a transition to PEX. Very important fitting to have. You know, insulation up here, you can see this is 1 1/8 by 3/8. 3/8 is the thickness, 1 1/8 is the outer diameter, but we actually keep a lot of different sizes in here. Bigger, thicker insulation is very important whenever we're doing hot lines and we want to keep that water hot. We'll use thicker insulation. You know, then the water heaters that we roll around with. I mean, we're just ready to kind of tackle. Sometimes we're on a job and the customer called us out for one thing and we realize that their water heater is 10, 12, 15, 20 years old. They're like, hey, you know, can we get a water heater replaced? We're ready to go. We have that water heater loaded, stocked. We have all the fittings that we need to get it taken care of. And if we don't, we're going to get it out there ASAP. So, you know, this is just a really good piece of equipment. It's a vehicle, but it's also a piece of equipment. And when we're showing up at a job, we need all the tools that we have at our disposal to get a job complete. And this is one of them. This is a really good piece of equipment. I'm just really proud of this truck. Every time I come in here, it just gets exciting. It's like a little kid in a candy shop for me because I know where all this product's gonna end up at. It's gonna end up in the customer's house. It's gonna end up in a plumber's hand first, and then in a customer's house, and it's gonna be there. Everything here is good product. When we're talking about buying from specific trades and the brands that we use, I know that there's a good product in here. So yeah, it's like a playground in here sometimes, especially with the drop gate where you get to go up and down. So yeah, if you see this truck rolling down the road, just know that we're heading to a job, and we're on work, we're on duty. So we're gonna get after it.